When you enter the Bob Marshall Wilderness, you're on your own. The Bob Marshall Wilderness in Montana contains some of the most remote terrain in the United States. The Bob, as it's affectionately known, is over 1 million acres of rugged terrain in western Montana, just south of Glacier National Park. When combined with the adjacent Scapegoat and Great Bear Wilderness, it's one of the most isolated areas in the lower 48 states. My plan is to tackle a 25-mile backpacking trip combined with 50 additional river miles of packrafting the South Fork of the Flathead, one of America's most pristine rivers. With no roads, the only way to explore the Bob Marshall is on foot, on horseback, or by boat. It's a committing objective. If something goes wrong here, it's exceptionally difficult to get help. But one thing is for sure, this river corridor is one of the most stunning ways to experience the Bob. So I'm being joined by two friends who drove with me across the United States to come to Montana to go on an epic 7-day pack rafting trip. We are just about to set off from the vehicle. We have some really nefarious looking clouds that are coming in and crackling overhead. Are you ready for this, Jamie?
I'm so ready.
Is that lightning? Woohoo! It's coming down. Okay.
Trees falling.
That was a tree falling.
Was that lightning or
No, that was wind. That was just wind knocking down a tree. Okay. That's slightly terrifying. Here's the team. This is Ben and Jamie. There's some buds from Flagstaff and fellow river runners, and we're gonna have a great time. You'll get to know them more later. We gotta go. It's coming down. As soon as we pulled into the trailhead, the skies darkened and a wall of severe weather moved in. The foreboding weather only added to the sense that we were beginning quite the adventure. So here's the plan. Today and tomorrow, we're hiking in about 14 miles, where we will meet up with a creek that we'll be able to inflate our boats at. And then we should be floating for the next 5 days through the wilderness. It's gonna be glorious, and I'm really looking forward to it. As we progressed, the weather got worse. We are fully in the clouds right now. Fog is kind of pushed up the mountainside. It's pretty cool to see it roll in. But now we are very close to the pass, and we're fully in this cloud. It's also getting late, getting dark, and even though we're only about 5 miles in, I'm ready to find camp. As I set up my tent in the rain, I realized just how tired and cold I really am. Oh, well, wild first day. That was a lot of rain, and we kind of had to put our head down at the end and just hike. We made it actually about 6 miles, which was further than we expected, and got up into this lake. Rain has still been coming down. Hard day. I just kind of feel gross. I'm kind of cold and ready to be in this tent and put on my sleeping bag and warm up. Damp, wet, and this was like, I think 62 pounds, so that's really freaking heavy. And yeah, all right, I need to make my bed and get in, warm up. Last night was a bit of a struggle. I was wet and cold and setting up everything in the rain, and just had a hard time getting warm. Time to get moving and start the day though. But yeah, last night was kind of rough. A moody, misty day began with a terrible realization. In my haste to get out of the trailhead as the storm rolled in, I forgot to pack a critical piece of camera gear. So instead of having a slow morning, I added in 11 extra miles of running down the mountain and back up to retrieve a forgotten memory card. Not a great start, Eric. So I had a little misadventure this morning. I realized that my little Insta360 action camera that I packed to film all the Whitewater stuff on this trip, I didn't have a memory card in it, and I didn't have any other memory cards with me for that camera. So I had breakfast, had coffee, and ran 5.5 miles back to the vehicle, picked up some memory cards, and huffed it back up the mountain. So we're just starting late. Now it's about 1 o'clock, and Ben and Jamie were also so kind to carry a good probably 20 pounds off my load because I've already hiked 11 and a half miles for the day. So they are taking some of my mistake on their shoulders, and I really appreciate it.
To adventure!
Adventure!
While the Bob Marshall is pristine in many ways, fire has had an unforgiving role in its recent history, with a quarter of the Bob having burned in wildfire since 1984. Today, we are hiking through a large swath of burned-out forest, a sobering reminder of the dramatic ways in which ecosystems maintain balance and the learning curve that humans have in our role here.
Pretty unfortunate to see how much of this forest has been destroyed. It's starting to come back, but pretty sad. Ooh, bear scat.
Tastes like raspberry. Feels like raspberry. Find out later tonight.
That's the way it works. That's why we saw the bear scat. There's bears loving these berries. So this right here is Young's Creek, and we've got a couple of confluences right here. Somewhere in this next 3 or 4 miles, we'll be able to put in on the creek and actually start inflating our boats and floating down. One of the big concerns is log jams and how much of this dead and down trees are gonna create big obstacles for us. Strainers or just things that completely block passage and we can't paddle through, we'll have to go around. Eventually it will become enough volume and it'll be a clear flowing creek that we can put in. Wow, that's cool. Terrain is changing. We're following the course of Young's Creek and starting to get more closer to where the South Fork really is and in the heart of the Bob Marshall. So, beautiful terrain out here. Very excited about the next few days.
Having hiked over 20 miles for the day, much of which under 60 pounds of load, I'm exhausted and ready to make camp. It's a beautiful setting to dry out, hang out, and fully immerse ourselves in this incredible space.
Well, we just crossed the river and then we decided to call this camp. This is pretty spectacular, beautiful open country. We've got views all down this valley and alongside Young's Creek here. Jamie's having roasted underwear tonight. Let it smoke for a good 2 hours. That'll be nice.
And have cozy buns.
Oh.
As we sit around the fire, there's a sense of excitement and apprehension about putting in on the river, the unknowns of the river conditions, and the sheer amount of terrain we have yet to cover in the days ahead. After a day and a half of rain and soaking weather, I'm grateful for sunshine. It portends good things ahead for our group, and we're all excited to finally begin the float along Young's Creek, even if the water flow is low and full of challenges.
So we're just about to set off for our third day here on the trip, and today is the big day because we're going to be putting in on Young's Creek, which is going to eventually feed into the South Fork of the Flathead. So we're doing a lot of map work today where the trail is going to be crossing the creek and trying to find the best place to actually put in and start the packrafting part of our adventure. So when I go on a trip like this, I will build out a map which allows me to do a lot of investigation into the terrain and into what I might encounter and to really plan ahead. And then while I'm on the trip, I can download this map for offline use, and then I can be navigating, knowing exactly where I am in relation to the terrain, in relation to the trail, in relation to the various rivers coming in by using this map service. So before I came on this trip, I was doing a lot of planning around wildfires in the areas and for where the smoke is blowing. There's some huge fires burning across the west right now. And I didn't really want to be in an area that was just going to be totally smoked out.
So it's really cool to be able to use a lot of the hiking functions, but even like air quality and fires and where the active fires are burning and where the smoke is blowing is a feature on onX Backcountry that I really enjoy using. And right now, if you want to go to the link below, you can save 20% on a premium or an elite membership. But even better than that, onX is still offering a $1 trial where you can get premium for 3 months for $1 or elite for 3 months for $3. That is a stellar deal. It's the best time to try it out, so I highly recommend you do. So thanks to onX Backcountry for sponsoring this video. And now let's go put in on Young's Creek and start this adventure off right. So right now we're debating where we can put in. The volume still looks a little bit low. You can see on the map that there is a creek that comes in like 100 yards. So we don't know if that's gonna provide enough volume. But if we carry on across, we'll go and we'll have another creek crossing after that creek, and then there's 3 more drainages that dump water in and add volume. Yeah, we're getting into it. The nitty gritty.
You're switching to the Chacos.
Yeah, I've been enjoying my dry feet too much this morning
Yeah.
to ruin it.
Well, we have a mandatory creek crossing.
At each creek crossing, we debate if there is enough water flow for our pack racks.
Slippery rocks in
There's some
here.
slippery rocks. There's some decent volume,
Yeah.
but there would be a lot of bouncing, I think. So I got Cabin Creek coming in on the left.
We're still not convinced that we can float without constant effort to go around shallow spots and log jams. We press on.
Juice ain't worth the squeeze. Too much portaging, and we should just keep hiking.
But at long last, it's time.
Let's go, Bowden. I think there's enough flow. And there will be obstacles along the way, and friendships will be made. So we just made the determination that now that one more creek is added in, there's enough volume, we're gonna blow up our boats and go for it. The adventure really kicks off right now. So in case anybody is unsure of what we've been up to this whole time, this is a pack raft. I've been carrying this, we're each carrying one. It's an inflatable boat. We are about to load all of our stuff into, inflate them, and float for the next 45 miles. Pretty exciting times here. We are just moments away from pushing off and beginning our rafting trip or our paddling trip for the next 5 days. Trying to think of how many days we've been out here already. And we each have some pretty rad and unique boats from Alpaca, but we each have a different model. So this will be fun to see how each one does on the water here. So the water is not like super voluminous here. So we will have like log jams and strainers and things that we'll probably have to pack around, which will be all part of the fun. But then later down canyon, we will continue to join more and more water, and it'll just get really just wilder and wilder. So let's get on the water. So it begins. This is the very beginning. Here we go. Yeah, we're off to a great start. That's what it's gonna be for the next couple of miles. Ooh, that's beautiful. Well, we've just got it started here. We're already portaging around portaging is kind of the wrong word. We're dragging our boats over some of these features here because there's just too little water in some places. But you can already see the canyon here in the mountains is starting to change. We got a really cool feature directly ahead, and we're already off to a good start, having fun. Right, Jamie?
Having tons of fun.
Right, Ben?
This is what we came for.
Doing a lot of shifting around debris in the river and moving across like really shallow spots. But man, is it just gorgeous out here. This is just the beginning.
Despite many obstacles and shallow water, the stoke is high. We're thrilled to finally be pack rafting and using the river as our passage through this wild place.
Nice work, Jamie. Good job today.
Fun day.
Boom. Yeah.
We had a beautiful hike.
Good job, Ben.
That was great.
Yeah, buddy. So good.
Whoa. Big boy. Moves around.
Pretty excited about camp tonight. We pulled to shore, got this awesome little bench right above the river, staring up at these awesome rocks all night. We're gonna do some fishing, Ben picked up a amazing fishing rod.
This is the top of the line, $32.99 pole, plus tackle kit
Ooh.
from the Sinclair gas station in Sealy Lake.
How could we go wrong?
We're gonna catch some big fish with this.
Yeah.
The Bob Marshall, the Scapegoat, the Great Bear, and Glacier National Park comprise a series of protected areas that are critical for wildlife. Bear, wolves, moose, many animals, large and small, use this land as a sanctuary and travel corridor. As we settle into camp, we hear the wolves howling in the distance. Even though we are well prepared, we are completely in the hands of Mother Nature's mercy. It's a new day in the Bob. While every day is filled with excitement, today we are preparing to navigate several miles of narrow gorge in Young's Creek. It's technical and narrow, with lots of boulders, constrictions, and small drops, so we navigate as a team.
Woo-hoo! Yeah! Nice, Jamie!
While Ben is an expert who's been rafting and kayaking his whole life, mostly in the Grand Canyon, both Jamie and I are relative novices.
Woohoo! Look at that Tokyo drift! If you can't tell, it's real bony in here, which basically just means there's all these rocks and boulders littered throughout the passageway, so we're kind of dancing around quite a bit, but it's also a lot of fun getting a different challenge on the river.
The river is the perfect place for us to gain whitewater experience, where the consequences are low and the beauty is high.
The cleanest line! Wow. Well, that was fun. Not my best work, but still a lot of fun. Woo! Self-bailing for the win! Hey, that was fun! Nice work, team! Well, we just linked up with the other creek, Donaher Creek, which means we're officially now on the South Fork of the Flathead. And that last stretch in Young's Creek was really challenging because there was just so much boat dragging to be done. So I'm really hoping that we can actually get some real paddling in and some rapids and not just hiking our boat through the mountain here. I'm very excited for the next. We still have 4 days left, so we're only just getting started here. Oop, little rock. Oh, damn it. Calling good. Woo-hoo. Good day out there.
That was a good one.
So I found this really cool big horseshoe bend here that came around and got these awesome views to the south. Making our home. Gonna spend some time on this little cool rock beach. It's a cool water hang. Woo-hoo. It's quite the...
Camping here feels wild. After a full day on the river, there are few things in life more satisfying than finding a great camp to settle in and watch the sun go down over a river surrounded by mountains. Pretty stoked about this campsite here. This is really cool to be perched above the river. We've got the big horseshoe bend in the mountains beyond. We're looking south. We're heading north, so it's kind of a cool look back at where we've gone. But we're going to be working our way towards Glacier National Park to the north. Pretty curious that this river even runs to the north. And I'm curious if you know how many rivers in North America run from south to north, because I don't think it's very many. So if you know, leave it in the comments below. Well, I certainly give you props, Ben. You were committed.
You know, I've got 2 bites over there. I'll tell you, it's addicting. You just want another.
I think that you were the one that got hooked.
That would be the truth. We'll try again tomorrow.
That's right. All right, first full day on the South Fork lies ahead. Super excited. Amazing night here at camp. We should have some elements of some whitewater today, as well as another river coming in that's gonna add some volume. So let's get after it. The South Fork of the Flathead is one of 3 forks, alongside the Middle and the North Fork. Each are an important waterway in North America. The North Fork begins in the Canadian Rockies flowing south. The Middle Fork flows west along the boundary of Glacier National Park, while the South Fork flows north for nearly 100 miles. Each of the 3 forks are designated wild and scenic rivers, something only 1/4% of American rivers can boast. Well, it's really beautiful here. Had some cool birds soaring up here, coming in against these pretty awesome backdrop of rocks. We've been paddling for about 12 miles today. We just came across the White River, which has added some volume for sure. Now we're really just looking for camp. I'm feeling kind of weary, sun-baked, and hungry. But yeah, I think I'm ready to go pull ashore. It looks like we might have something over here we're gonna go check out soon. Whew. Long day. Whoa.
Resident grizzly bear.
Look who we found. Daniel Boone. New best point of the day. Little skinny dip in the river with sunset, gorgeous light everywhere. Yeah, this is delightful and refreshing, chilly, but so beautiful and so invigorating. Woohoo! Feels good to be alive and naked. Wow, this is cool. Oh, and now I think I'm gonna go warm up by the fire.
Dealt with car thieves. walk through all these rapids again. Yeah. Psych.
You guys ready to get after it?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Woo! The river's changing a little bit, and it's very pleasant out here because we're actually getting to really play in these rapids. And we started introducing these black boulders of some sort, probably basalt, and really making some nice features to dance around as we go through these rapids. And there's been a couple more incoming creeks, which means the volume is a little higher. I actually have my thigh straps on. I'm getting to practice some real maneuvers. This is good stuff. And the river is just so beautiful. The water is epic green. We've got bald eagles that keep soaring overhead. Yeah, today's a good day. We've been paddling we've been gone about 8 miles, 9 miles close to today, and we're starting to get into a new feature here. Really pretty, really cool. New black rock is starting to pop up that are littering the formations. I'm out of breath because we just paddled through, which meant I had to paddle back upstream to get the camera. Whew, but yeah, gorgeous day out here. This has been awesome.
There is just one hope of repulsing the tyrannical ambition of civilization to conquer every niche on the whole earth. That hope is the organization of spirited people who will fight for the freedom of the wilderness. Bob Marshall. Bob Marshall the man was a key figure in the establishment of wilderness protections. In the early 1900s, the concept of public lands and wilderness protections was still controversial. Bob Marshall's literature and efforts helped establish the Federal Protection of Landscapes. When the U.S. passed the Wilderness Act of 1964, the Bob Marshall Wilderness was among the first to receive official protections, and was so named according to the man who spent his life fighting for it.
A run or 5.
Well, there's something really glorious about being on the river all day, and then when you're feeling ready for it, to start looking for camp, pull to shore, and get a crackling fire going and just really settle in, watch the sun go down, play games, make food, have dinner, stare at the beautiful sunset, and listen to the river. It's really satisfying out here.
There are some values that can't be assigned a number or counted with progress and growth. Wild spaces are vital, not only for the benefit of ecosystems, but for the benefit of the human spirit.
Good morning. Got an early start here today. It's about 6:30 in the morning. We've got 9 miles left to paddle, and this section that's up ahead has some of the most interesting features of the whole trip. So really excited about this next leg and what will possibly be our final day. Gonna make some coffee and have a nice little morning before we get cracking. Hopefully the sun will be just rising as we put on the river.
By now, we are finally in the flow. The river has gathered enough water that we can float as the good Lord intended, with joy in our hearts and no more bumping and skidding our way through. More water also means more rapids, something this trip normally has, but this has been an exceptionally low water year. Very little snowpack, followed by very little rain. So we are all relieved that we can now finally play, and better yet for me, practice some much-needed technique under Ben's tutelage. We find a small rapid with a clean, sharp eddy line, So Ben encourages me to practice peeling in and out of eddies and rapids, a foundational skill for any kayaker or packrafter. Looks like I still have some work to do. Let's look at that again. Wow, that's almost impressively bad.
I forgot to brace! The brace! I was just sitting there on my edge.
Yeah, snap the hips, drop the head, come right back up.
Oh, I was like right there and I was just like,
Up until now, the South Fork has been a wide, shallow river flowing through a wide valley. But as we approach the southern end of Glacier National Park, we begin to see more character emerge. Narrow gorges, deep emerald water, and what we've been desperate for, faster flowing whitewater.
There he goes. There he goes again. Well, Hanson, tell us how it feels.
Feels pretty damn good.
Nice run.
Thank you. That was super fun. So we've been kind of waiting for rapids like this whole trip. Low water levels, a lot of the stuff's been washed out. So it feels really satisfying to actually hit a few. We're pretty close to the end, but this is where all the more proper 2 and 3 class whitewater is. So it feels pretty good. Woo! Look at you being cinematic, man.
Man, super lovely day out here. This is our last day on the river, and getting to run some rapids and just play here and seeing the river really deepen out and get this emerald green. It is so beautiful. It feels like a fake river.
We've got our biggest rapid yet. We're at the very end, but we're not done yet. And then this awesome gorge here. Ben is just about to go run it for the first time. He's gonna be our guinea pig, pick the right line, and then we're gonna go follow afterwards. Learn from his mistakes. He knows what he's doing. He's not gonna make a mistake.
yeah, buddy.
Hey,
How'd that feel?
Hey, it's so nice. I think I'll do it twice.
Hey, love it. Let's go get it.
There goes Jamie. Yeah, Jamie. Woo! Nicely done.
How was it?
Good.
Did you have fun?
Yeah. You said punch it, babe, and I did.
Nice.
yeah! How was that?
Oh, that felt good. That one got my heart pumping more than any of the other ones so far, and took the aggressive line as per Ben's recommendation, and man, just had a good old time. Yeah, there is actually like a decent drop at the end there, so whew, that felt good.
What were you looking for coming into it?
So I was trying to follow this like line of water that's coming kind of at a 45-degree angle down the river, and there's a couple of waves up midway and up at the top, and I was just trying to aim for those waves that would put me in line to get off this nice drop here at the bottom.
All right.
Yeah, buddy. Well, the crew and I just went through the rapids again and had just such a fun run. So we were all three in a line going down the rapids. That is a good thrill. And then this little channel, narrow channel, so cool. Just exquisite rock, beautiful water, and really unique formations. You can kind of see, but I've never seen anything like this where this limestone just creates these flutes that just plunge down who knows how deep. So cool. Well, we made it to the takeout. That gorge is unrunnable doom, so we must exit here. And this is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet to wrap up 45 miles of river rafting and 20 miles of hiking. Time to pull our boats ashore and pack up and hike 3.5 miles out of here.
Bob Marshall left behind quite a legacy, having helped preserve one of the most intact wilderness areas left on the planet. As someone who deeply loves wild places, words fail to express what travel through a place like this means to me. All I can say is, way to go, Bob.
We officially have a car here. Woo!
We did it.
We did it.
Great success.
Now we're done. Boom! Yeah. Whoa, it's going quick. Cheers, my friends, to adventure. Woo-hoo-hoo.